Hit record, so we got our authentic hello.
Okay, so I can't say all the things I was just gonna tell you.
Do you want me to stop it?
No, no, don't. It'll
Okay.
be better this way. Oh man, we're doing
Mm,
an emergency podcast, right?
yep. I
Everybody's
renamed
talking
you.
about it.
That was bizarre. Did
This
you
is
hear
what
back?
no, but I should check again. But everything you said about Mars and like, I love that you immediately thought, what time did they send the email?
Yep.
Because there's something about this that makes me feel better. It's like there's a reason,
Yeah.
and
And
it
it's
makes
like
sense.
thinking about it on that higher level of consciousness too. And it's like, okay, well, what energies are at play that are working with me, even if it feels like they're working against me? It's almost like maybe if this transit didn't come, they would have strung you along. You would have wasted more time.
Yeah.
Maybe you would have gotten there and
Didn't
it
we
just,
promote the conference on here?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
we
sure.
did an ad. I did an ad because I was like, me and Elsie are going to be there because like when someone words it that way,
Mhm.
it wasn't because now people are like, well, they asked me to submit a proposal too.
They
I'm like,
didn't ask you to submit a proposal. They asked you to be a part of it.
period.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
So either way, it's like you're disorganized, you worded it wrong.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Mhm.
Or you're fucking with me. Super
Yeah.
not cool. I
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. I never want to believe that about, especially an organization.
I was thinking maybe they just, it's like a confidence thing. Like the organization as a whole absorbing the confidence level of the people within it. And they're like, oh, like the uncertainty, like, is this going to work? Is this going to take off? So let's make sure we network ahead of time to make sure that we have support. But then it's like on the flip side, when you realize that that was more of an internal issue than a reality, why are you then poo-pooing all over?
People who have rejection issues.
Yeah, and it's like isn't it an adoptee organization? So you'd think they'd be sensitive to it? No.
But actually it's not just adoptees. It's donor
Oh.
conceived community
Mhm.
and first parents, right?
Okay, yep.
So I don't know. Like I feel like that's a criticism when you do incorporate more communities, is that maybe you forget that. But it's mostly adoptees, I feel like.
Mhm.
So exactly, like why am I giving them the benefit of the doubt again?
I think you really want to bridge that, like Pisces moon, you want to be compassionate, you want to see the truth, you want to see that side, but at the end of the day, don't lose track of who you are too and like what you experienced because that was very real. So,
Yeah, thank you. And like what else did you see about like the timing?
hmm.
But all I'm having so many cool opportunities present themselves to me. So when it's almost a gift, when there's like the wrong opportunity reveals itself to be the wrong opportunity.
Right. It was 5:20
Hmm.
p.m. on Sunday night, right?
I think so,
Yeah,
right?
I
Or
think
was
so.
it Monday night?
Let me look. Also, who's working on?
October 12th? Huh?
Yeah, okay. So it was Sunday night.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, and let me not have a bunch of confusing asteroids up. Do, do,
What is
do.
that asteroid that's flying straight for
Oh,
us?
sorry. Oh, you mean Atlas? Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I've had like two different groups of astrologers bring that up and like we're like so then we got into this whole like, oh, is the government shut down secretly because they don't want to be reporting what they're finding? So it's like, oh, look over here, like look at this really basic issue. Oh, we can't get along again. Ha ha ha. Ha. When really NASA's like, we don't really want to disclose what's happening. So like, can you create a distraction?
Jenna, stop.
I know.
I
I
would
know.
watch this movie though.
Ugh.
it's too, reality is too much like a
Bizarre.
movie. Hmm.
It's very bizarre right now. Yeah, so it's interesting because part of it too is the sun. So like where the sun goes around once per year, and whatever it's illuminating in your chart is almost like shining the light on that. So it's shining the light on your Mercury, so on your communication, how you're relating to other people, how you're interacting with other people. But then at the same time in the sky, we have Mercury and Mars. They were exact 2 days ago, so or 2 days before this. And
Mm.
let me look. Oops, going the wrong way. Oh no, I'm lying. They're coming up on exactitude. They're coming up on exactitude.
Is that worse?
Well, it could get more intense, is basically what it means.
That feels like it tracks.
Yeah, it could definitely get more intense and like it could be more like of that like fight energy before it gets better first. So maybe it's good that they haven't replied because maybe their initial reply is a little bit like "Rrr," and then you'll both be like "Rrr." So maybe that's. But it's also interesting like you have this Scorpio stellium. So it's all being activated by this energy, the way you restore balance in your life, but also Venus's art and beauty and its relationships, your own sun, so your own vital energy, how you shine your light out into the world, and your Jupiter, the planet that's very expansive. It points to opportunities, not necessarily always things that are like, oh, I won the lottery. What an opportunity. Sometimes opportunities are veiled, and it's kind of like, what did that loss actually usher into my life? What did it make space for? And all of this is in your house of career and public image. So it's like, yeah,
What?
it totally makes sense that this is happening. And the fact that you even replied on like a public stage was kind of like owning that energy. With Mars, we talk about, do you want to be the hunter
Really?
or the hunted? So you like stepped into that energy. Like it was almost like it was hunting you for a second. You were like, well, no, wait a minute. I'm actually gonna step out in front of this. So
And I couldn't help it. I
yeah.
needed to do other things, right? Yesterday. But I couldn't not do that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
is that what you're talking about? Is it like that's what's going to happen if you're kind of tapped in? I don't know what
yeah.
level of consciousness you have to be at to be able to let that permeate and then affect your actions and to where you do what you feel like you have to do because it's right.
hmm Yeah, and it works out too that the moon, which moves pretty fast, like today it's already in Leo. So the moon that moves really fast was also on your north node, almost pretty much exactly on your north node. So your north node is like your evolutionary intent in this lifetime. We had talked about that before. It's in Cancer, so it's talking about healing. And then the sixth house is like day-to-day life and activities. So the moon being such an intuitive body and the ruler of this planet, and it's in Cancer, it's very comfortable there. The moon rules Cancer. It has an easy time expressing itself. The moon's also about intuition. You saying like I had to do it, like I couldn't help it, like that was your intuition, like your inner knowing being like let's go, like what needs to be done, so just do it. And kind of like the whimsical nature or the irrational nature of the moon too, you're like I had so many things that I was supposed to be doing. Like if you had turned it over and been like forget it, I'm not going to reply, I'm not going to work through this, that would actually have been you falling back into those old habits, and your old habits being this like structure oriented kind of like it can be a little bit of like a loner thing, like you being like, I'll just deal with this internally by myself. And when we see it in the 12th house, the south node of the moon, we know that like there's a sense of losing yourself for that duty too. So it wouldn't have really been honest to yourself if you hadn't kind of been like, hey, so this is my truth and it's healing for me to bring it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so validating.
Yeah. I
And
think
makes
that it would
you feel
help your self-worth too, because your moon is in the second house, in the house of self-worth, with the north node of the moon transiting right on top of it. So it's like reinforcing these interactions. It's happening within you to the sky and within the sky to you. Like it's very reciprocal.
um and the motivation was not to piss anyone off.
Mhm.
It was I felt like I did need to do it for anyone else that felt the same way.
Yeah.
I wanted to connect with whoever that brought to me
Yeah.
because
And
I
it
felt like
connects,
something else was going to happen through it.
yeah. And it connects you to yourself too. And like
Hmm.
when we talk about cancer and lunar healing, it's like the little old woman who had so many kids she didn't know what to do. The like secret of that whole story is like she wasn't actually old. She just spent all her energy on other people that had aged her and she wasn't able to care for herself to keep her vitality and her vigor. So it's like you making that video was healing to yourself in a way that also was healing to other people. Like you were putting it out there and showing people like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it feels very reciprocal again.
Oh my gosh. That was the whole iteration process. Of course, it took longer than I wanted it to, but it's because I had to get there of like what it I was putting out there. And
Mhm.
it wasn't. It didn't feel right. I was like getting drained, but
Mhm.
I couldn't stop because I knew it was there's something. So it's not easy to like lean into this energy flow, I don't think, but it's
Oh, no,
possible.
it's definitely not. Yes.
Yeah, what is that? Attention. I always think of that word when we're talking. And it is that. It's like when you do lean into this energy,
Hmm.
it's pulling you from something, from your
Yes.
responsibilities, the things you were going to do that day. And then it's hard. It's not like here.
Because
Um,
like secretly you're working your shadow work. Like
oh,
engaging this energy is engaging everything it's bringing up for you. That's what I really loved about the video is you kept bringing it back to the emotional undercurrent in like this vulnerable way. And that's such an important part of it is like you were saying like I have to say this so that I don't break down and like I'm paraphrasing, but it was throughout the whole video. Like even at the end you were being really honest with the fact that it was a jarring experience and you felt really, ungrounded by it. And I
it's
think,
gonna hit your self-confidence. Yeah.
oh, yeah, 100%. It's definitely going to hit your self-confidence. And it was interesting too, because yesterday we had Pluto station in the sky. So it was slowing down and stopping and like bleeding out all over the place at this degree, 1 degree, 22 minutes. That's in your first house, which is for you, it's in the first house. And that's all about like your vitality. It's ruled by Mars. So we're bringing Mars themes back in, your ability to say, like, this is who I am and I have a right to be here. And when it stations, it's this really poignant period where it's like really emphasizing something. So it's stationing at 1 degree, 22 minutes. It's squaring your own Venus. And we talked about your Venus before as being like restoring balance through this like really psychological, psychoanalytical way. And it's right up here at the midheaven. It's out in public. You're going to do this on a public stage. It can feel really vulnerable and make you want to run from it. But it was this moment where it was saying, like, hey, take this internal experience and everything that you've been processing, and now Pluto's stationing, retrograde is all about the internal process, and turn it and bring it out into the world and show what you've gone through, like action based on it. So,
I felt that so much. I mean,
yeah.
it's undeniable.
Hmm.
It's like you have to surrender to it.
Yeah, Pluto wants surrender. That's the thing. If the downside of Pluto is control, when you're overly controlling, when you're overly harping on something. So if instead of that, you wrote them 20 emails explaining why they were wrong and like doing that, that would have been trying to control the situation. It would have honestly made them feel even more justified in how they treated you. Like, oh, see, Autumn's crazy. And they probably
Yeah,
wouldn't have not even called you Autumn. They probably would have felt just
they
about.
would call me Rebecca again.
It's like offense after offense after offense. So, yeah.
That's fascinating. Yeah, the more I like kind of get this stuff, I think maybe the more we're talking about, the more I am being pulled or what is you know what I mean? Like there's a before and after of you like leaning into this.
Yeah. I think sometimes with astrology, like we know we can already feel the different autobiographical or biographical like impressions that it's having in our lives and in the lives of other people. But once you actually have this map for it, And you're like, oh, like this validates everything that I was just going through. And it's like, of course, there's a million different ways that this energy could play out. Like, say you weren't in talks with these people. I've been hearing from a lot of people, insomnia is a huge thing people have been going through, or witnessing really aggressive driving. That's another expression of this energy, because we're talking about this like Mars energy and people really wanting to like slam it with Mars, and then Mercury coming in, like they think they have something important to say and they're leaning on that horn. Like, what? So,
Wow. So the Mars thing is kind of coalescing with everything.
yeah, it is, because Pluto and Mars are both the co-rulers of Scorpio. So for Pluto to be kind of like having a moment right now, and then Mars was there for its moment because it entered Scorpio not too long ago and now it's transiting through Scorpio, it feels very at home in that place. And then to have Mercury coming up, Mercury isn't directly related to Aquarius, but Mercury does rule Gemini, and Aquarius and Gemini being both air signs, they kind of have some discussions that they both understand. And it does with Uranus right now, which does rule Aquarius in Gemini, which is what Mercury rules. It's kind of like everyone's at the party together and they all brought a certain dish, and that's all kind of cohesively working. And the party that they're throwing makes a lot of sense and is attracting a lot of people. And some of these people shouldn't really be at this party and their energy is a little bit too big for the party. I don't know why I went with a party for that one,
I
but
like it. It works. And I feel like, so mine would be micro level, but I feel like if you look macro, you can see this too with
oh
like
yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
can you, that's also very interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
it's interesting if you think about it like a way macro level, like with people being like, oh, there's peace talks going on, or oh, they've reached peace, but then you actually look at what's going on. It's like there's still aggressive bombings and killings going on. Like, so where do we actually stand with this? And it's like, is this Mercury on the large global scale? Is it lying? Or is Mercury the communicator? Is this martial influence turning into lies and deception? And it's deeply psychological because they're telling you what you should be thinking. Oh, you should be happy about this. Oh, don't worry about it. Like all that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, wait a minute. When we actually look deeper at this, like Scorpio wants to look deeper, we're like, wait, can we actually trust you?
yes.
Hmm.
And so many people, I think, are seeing the truth. And so when you have these bad actors lying on TV or to so many people,
Hmm.
but people can feel that it's not authentic.
Hmm.
And that's what I keep wondering. And what we keep talking about on this podcast is like, is that going to be enough to save us?
Right. Yeah.
Will the truth prevail?
I keep hearing that like, oh, disclosure's coming. Like every year it seems like everyone pushes it off another year. And I just heard today, well, maybe it won't be at the end of 2025. And I'm like, okay, well, we're officially at the end of 2025, so maybe not. But I
I
do think that yep,
Oh no, what do you think?
I just think that there are the more disclosure I think is already occurring because people are starting to open their eyes. I think it's a two-sided thing. It's not going to be like all of a sudden everyone in power and in charge is like, just kidding, here's the truth. I think it's us waking up to the truth and not really needing people in power to admit what's going on, but rather a massive awakening where we kind of are so hyper aware of what's going on that it forces them to change their behavior.
That's so well put. That's what I'm trying to articulate, but you just did it because you're so good at that. I saw that you're doing more talks or something with Adoption Mosaic, and I'm so glad. But yes, uh, I think that's the hope, right? Is that it'll just steamroll that. It won't even matter. Like we'll just push them out.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Or there will be such a low response in the way that they want. Like sometimes I think that the people in power, when they feel like we're getting onto them or like people are recognizing too many patterns and not believing, they really amp up the fear and the propaganda to kind of get us to fall in line. And I think that if we stop falling for that, or just hold fast and continue like staring at, the darkness, holding ourselves to the flame, really, developing a resilience around that, I think it'll start to break them down. I think that they won't be able to shift gears as fast as they wish that they could or will need to in order to stay in power. And then the whole system kind of starts to deconstruct. I don't know what it's going to look like after that, but that's kind of the where we're at astrologically, at least with the outer planets from Neptune,
Oh.
Pluto, and Uranus. It's like we're in uncharted territory right now. So what is that, as at least for our lifetime and this stage in the evolution of humanity? It's like we've never had these kind of energies before. Pluto is such a slow moving planet. And also, I was listening to this astrology talk by Alan Clay, and he was talking about how we knew about all the planets through Saturn for so long, and we are talking about the personal planets and like how one person has this type of personality and this person has this type of personality. And then when we discovered Uranus, it really lined up in the past 100 to 200 years. We're talking now these three outer planets. That was like in line with the Industrial Revolution. Uranus is all about innovation. Then we discovered Neptune, and it corresponded with people recognizing spirituality and higher levels of consciousness. And that is what Neptune is about. It's not about the religious side of things, it's about elevating your consciousness. And then Pluto is psychology. It's very psychoanalytical. It's very like not just what's in the unconscious, but what's subconscious, what's below that. And with the discovery and people putting their attention into psychology, it all makes sense. Well, in the past recent history, we've actually discovered like a ton of planets out past Pluto. And what does that mean? It means that there's an abundance of new levels of consciousness and understanding that we are now have available to us. So what is that going to look like? We don't really know because we've never had this amount of knowledge and abundance available to us in the past. But it is a little bit uncomfortable right now because it's available to everyone. So if someone's in charge and in power and they have access to this and they're using it for control or for evil or for, not necessarily things that are in the best benefit of the greater good of humanity, there's going to be some
They're
growth.
getting, yeah, more power too. And so I think that, did you see George Stephanopoulos pulling the plug on the JD Vance interview on Sunday?
No, no.
That was encouraging. It's because
Yeah.
I think we're all frustrated with people who could have the power at least to cut their mic or like, come on, Supreme Court, where'd you go? So all these like the checks and the balances are gone, but they're not all gone. And so if we did see this turning, like JD Vance was just lying about what was he even saying? He was trying to blame Biden or something first. And he
Oh, what, they
wouldn't
cut his
answer
mic?
the question. And so George Stephanopoulos was like, you know what? This isn't like, thank you for being here. But, and JD Vance was like, no, no, wait, what?
Wow.
He ended the interview.
Wow. That's actually really powerful.
Hmm.
That's super powerful. And it feels like this like small action. It's like that person made this like butterfly effect, like one tiny action having this reverberating effect. Whatever that propaganda, that twisted
Yes.
truth message was, that diluted version of reality, or whatever it was that he was trying to, JD Vance trying to create into reality, trying to breathe like a spell. Oh, this is the way it is, like whatever he was saying. He wasn't able to do that anymore because of one tiny action. So it's almost like, what trajectory did that one small action of ending that interview shift for the entire
Yes.
world?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And that was Sunday. And it, like, maybe it is like the transition. I also Googled when does Virginia Giuffre's book come out?
Mhm.
And it's October 21st,
Really?
which is when? Is that
It's,
next week? Is
yeah.
that like now in
It's
a
like
week?
very like right before the start of Scorpio season, and it's the new moon in Libra. So that's interesting because Libra is all about restoring balance, bringing things back into harmony. And the new moon is the beginning of a new cycle. Like you're ready to start manifesting like a different process, a different idea. Wow. That could be really powerful because at the same time, Mercury and Mars, I bet there's going to be some friction because you have Mercury and Mars coming together at the same time. Really, perhaps she's going to embrace it and come with force with her message. And, people will actually like get behind it and take it by storm, really rallying. That would be a
Yeah.
beautiful way to.
And from the freaking grave.
Yeah, yeah.
That's powerful too. It's like, what
Well, yeah.
happened to her, first of all? And her book's still coming out.
Well,
Um,
Scorpio's the natural house of death too, so it's kind of even more perfect that it's like all lining up. Like
whoa.
the 21st, you said,
Yeah.
for my
And it's
town, but yep.
basically going to be the Epstein files that they have.
Wow.
I feel like they're trying to start a civil war, like have Texas invading Chicago, Illinois. It's when you think about it like that, it's like they wait, are states invading other states already and we're just not saying it like that? The actions are there.
Yeah. And if people are experiencing it in that way, then it means that it is a reality, at least on some level. Like in the same way when you have certain states that have legal, like even cannabis, it's like certain states have legal cannabis versus other states. It's like something that's free and easy in your state, you walk down the road in some cases and now you're a criminal. It's like, doesn't that imply we already kind of are at war? We're not respecting each other's autonomy. We're not respecting the free flow of ideas and people through these places. Like it's like a different type of segregation at that point.
Whoa. Yes. So it's kind of cool that we're saying it and seeing it
Mm,
because maybe it's our always been like that. And America it's not perfect at all. And it could be way better.
yeah.
Uh, you said something about religion versus, was it Neptune or something like
Yeah,
that?
Neptune represents like spirituality in the sense of like higher consciousness, not talking about religion. Like religion can be a part of it.
But religion is such a thing right now. So it is like, which one
It's
of
like a
those
lower
go in?
expression. I honestly think people are turning to it right now because Saturn and Neptune are conjunct in the sky. So Saturn is very traditional. It's ruler of Capricorn. Saturn can be about old systems, things that we don't want to let go of. So I think that sometimes people are, I don't want to say that there's never a time for religion and that people don't find healing in that. It's not that simple. But at the same time, I think this big push towards these outdated and in a lot of ways, they're bringing people backwards. And I think people are mistaking that energy as the expression of Neptune and Saturn coming together. They're like, "Oh, this is a spiritual path for me." And it's like, "Well, you're definitely embracing some lower archetypes here. You're definitely taking that road of like, oh, the path of least resistance. I'll just go here." But at the end of the day, is it actually helping you to adjust and expand your mind, or are these value systems that you're now subscribing to actually keeping you from growing, keeping you from having your own mental autonomy?
Yeah, I did not like seeing how many new chapters of what's his name's, the the organization on campuses. I'm not even going to say his name, that
Oh,
just died. Like 200 more chapters. That's always alarming because you're like,
yeah.
how it really is. You feel like so many people are waking up, but then so many people are leaning into that. So
Yeah.
it's going to, and I still feel like there's more of us that get it and want freedom, like live free or die, people, right?
It's interesting too that you brought up this date because the next day, this is October 21st. The next day, I'm gonna hit this calculate chart. Neptune right here is a minute away from going backwards into Pisces. So all this like fiery energy, the where are we at? Oh, sorry. I did the wrong chart. Ignore me. All right. I was like, why is it direct? Right here.
But it's still what you were saying.
Yes. Okay. So 0 degrees, but October 22nd. of this year. So it's at 0 degrees and it's about to dip back into Pisces. So Neptune's moving from fiery Aries, like the spiritual warrior, like which I think is a lot of what people are feeling into, like, oh, I have to go out there and find my religion and stand for what I now newly have decided I believe in. So it's going to retrograde back into Pisces for the final time. And Neptune's very strong in Pisces, and there might be some level of like consciously being aware of what they're doing and being like, well, wait a minute, this actually isn't fully in alignment with me, and this actually is leaving me without exactly what I was looking for. Like the substance that I am creating, the structure of these older paradigms and these older religions aren't actually serving me. So if people are using Neptune and Pisces to truly reflect from a level of higher consciousness, I think we might see some of that fall away. That's if people are reflecting though. Like, and if they're not, then yeah,
That's the big fat question mark.
exactly. And then during November, we're going to see Uranus retrograde back into Taurus. So Uranus being like this like wild card, shocking or unexpected events. Right now it's in Gemini. Gemini is very communicative. People saying shocking things, new ideas coming out that are shocking, and but also people being a little bit more open to those ideas, hopefully. Some people not so much, especially if we're regressing back into ancient or not ancient traditions, but like outdated traditions, like we talked about with religion. But
Mm.
going back into Taurus, it's like kind of like upsetting structures, upsetting that Earth Taurian Taurus is really stable, really steadfast. And Uranus can be really, really kind of push that to the limits, like shaking the foundation of things. So maybe that would serve to kind of crumble these organizations from the inside.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. So if people aren't waking up to it on their own, it's going to be all around them.
That's what I feel like is happening, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And Neptune is going to make an exact sextile to Uranus 5 times total, which is like the maximum you can get. We've already had one. The one in November is going to be the second one. And that's the only one that's going to be in earth and water. And then we're going to get 3 more through 2026 and 27, where they're coming right up with each other in Aries and Gemini. So it's going to be even more of these pushes. It could be what we're experiencing right now, but I'm hoping that if we destabilize the structure enough that we're actually going to be ushering in new ideas, new
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we can't even imagine. Yeah.
Like that's what we're all waiting for. And I can't believe it's taking this long. But again, we talk about time and it's like actually not that long. Tree time, right?
I like that tree time.
Didn't I get it from you?
Maybe, I don't know. I'll take credit. No, just kidding.
Oh no, I got it from somebody on the same level as you. Yeah, my
Okay.
worker, Dylan, said that.
I
Um,
like it. It's a good one. Tree time. That's really
well,
neat.
it's all talking about going back to the land
Mhm.
and um, tree time. I mean,
Yeah.
trees have
Getting in
been
touch with
there
our roots.
for so much longer, and it's nice to think about that. And even posting about the thing that happened to me, I didn't even want to post because it's like all this is happening in this macro space that is more important. And I feel like people probably can relate to that, like not wanting to post personal stuff on social media during times when so much is happening.
Yeah.
But it's also good to remember that we are our worlds and our orbits are still part of this
Hmm.
ecosystem.
Hmm.
And so how do you find that balance of like using your voice and your platform for good and trying to shake the foundations even more so this happens faster,
Hmm.
which is again is why I felt like more good will come from it, like posting than not, than being silent, which I
Yeah.
can do about a lot more because I know I do feel like white people need to be stepping up and using their voices more right now.
Hmm.
But it is like scary when you're thinking about censorship and the technology and just but we can't be worried about that.
Right. Right. letting that silence us.
Because I'm supposed to fly out of the country on November 2nd. So my excuse has been like, we'll just lay low and get out of here. I'm coming back. It's like a
Right.
10-day trip, but um, that has been stopping me from posting more.
I know what you mean. I'm even thinking about it. I'm going to Greece in April, and I'm like, I better lay low. I better not say any or share anything divisive. Yeah.
But
Oh,
then it'll be too late. Like that's what I'm grappling with right now. But it also means what they're doing is working to
yeah.
scare us. But
Yeah.
that's the only thing they have. It's all an illusion of power, I feel like. So keeping us here, threatening the Insurrection Act
Hmm.
and controlling us, caging us,
Hmm.
traumatizing us, that's all they have. And we don't have to let them win, even though they literally have, like, what is the military going to do? They're like our last, if they go for it and are like, here, you already have the codes to the nukes. And we are going to let you use all of the weapons on the American people. Go for it. I keep being like, there's no way they're going to do that. But the other way is arresting the entire administration for treason.
Right. And it's like, which one's more likely to happen?
Every day, I feel more and more confident that it's the latter. Like, we'll be okay. And there's no way they're going to like unleash the tanks on us. Because we don't have like the AR-15s that we can go buy at the grocery store or whatever aren't going to protect us from what the US military has, right? And they're already sending Black Hawk helicopters in to Chicago. What?
Ugh.
Like they want to use this kit. Like,
Yeah.
and even in Tallahassee, I'm seeing police vehicles I've never seen before that look like war machines. I'm like, what is
Really?
and you know what Jill told me? She said in Mount Vernon, because all we're hearing about is Chicago and Portland, right?
Yeah.
Blue cities. No, Mount Vernon, Ohio, super red, 90% Trump, had an ice raid at Poncho's, which was down like half a mile. It's the Mexican restaurant. I love it. They
Wow.
raided it and took 4 workers.
Wow.
No one heard about that, right? I only know because
Oh,
told me.
I had no idea. I know about Portland just because of working for Adoption Mosaic. I'm in touch with a lot of people that live there. And I recently connected with a new astrologer friend who actually it's been very interesting to talk to her. Her name's Andrea, to talk to her about using the world as a stage. And it has helped me to kind of like become a little bit less inhibited and like just allow myself to be authentic. And I think that that is one of the best things we can do right now, especially with what we're talking about with regards to like censoring ourselves out of fear, out of like, oh, like in a way it is self-preservation. But if all of us were to step forward and be authentic and be ourselves and be like, you know what, the world is a stage and I don't have to be nervous and I don't have to feel ashamed. I can just go out there and be myself. It honestly helps to depersonalize any reactions, whether it's whatever, like a person making fun of you all the way up to like worrying that, you're making a fool of yourself because at the end of the day, like if you tell yourself you're just acting, if you tell yourself you're just being dramatic, it's like you have so much more confidence.
Yeah, you all the stage.
Exactly, exactly. Which is why I loved your video when you said that. I was like, yeah.
Like, where did that even come from? But yes, I love that. And that would be so powerful if
Yeah.
we all did that.
And
And they
I think
can't
people you'll
lock
be
us all up.
you'll be like better received than you realize too. Like when people go out and just kind of like let their authentic self shine a little bit through, like I see it as even intrinsically valuable. Like they feel a little ooh, like it's like you get this little like jolt of happiness when you say the sassy thing or do the little weird quirky thing and what if someone else vibes with you? Then now you've created a little bubble of your frequency and it's actually spilling out. It's growing. It's exponential.
That
So,
is beautiful.
yeah.
And I wonder if like that's what famous people's secret is. They just do that.
Probably. Because a lot of them are really weird. And you're like, really? You're famous? Like, just
And
be
it's just
original.
that they tried. They risked that
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're acting.
Yeah. They've
Like,
created a persona or a character, which is a lot of what comedy is too. Like, and music. Like, even dating back to Eminem being like, I don't really feel the way I talk about in my songs. Like, this is an act. And then a lot of dark comedians say it too. Like, I don't really think this is funny. I'm just, this is content.
yes. Ah,
Yep.
man, I feel like that's a great like way to encapsulate this, which I do feel doesn't need to be edited. When I
Uh,
was talking about the T word, I was like, should I be saying this? But then I'm censoring myself, and everything's just facts.
mhm.
This is what's going to happen. It's going to be one or the other. They're going to get their way, and it's going to be awful, or we can stop it.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
I don't think I'll edit that out.
I
But
don't think you should either. And it's like, what's the worst that can happen? They get upset. We do something back. We create a scene. Everyone starts looking at it. They get more promotion for that. Like, it's like, this is a win-win. Like, any publicity is good publicity.
period. And like if we stopped ourselves, then nothing, we wouldn't be creating. Like I love this podcast, you know?
Too.
Did you like the caption
Where?
on that video? It was just like when a
Oh,
controversial
yeah. I like watched it like 3 times and I was like, Sam,
podcast or
watch
horrible.
this with me. This is amazing.
But I was like, no, the caption's going to point people to the podcast.
Oh man, I love
So
it.
if you're here for the first time, welcome. And this is pretty much how it always is.
Yeah, pretty much. Amazing. As usual, great talking with you.
You too. I'll talk to you soon.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye. I'm trying to stop the recording. There we go.